This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Tennessee-based Landmark Recovery says it is transitioning many of its substance use treatment facilities to gender-specific after piloting the effort at its South Bend and Fort Wayne centers. COO A.J. Henry said they were seeing behavioral concerns among patients when they had two genders under one roof.
When someone is in a gender-specific environment, they can relate more with those individuals. They're more focused on their recovery versus being distracted by whether it's a relationship or not feeling vulnerable enough.
He said the company's Praxis facilities, which focus on Medicaid patients, will become gender-specific moving forward. Phoenix-based bakery brand Cafe Valley announced today it plans to invest more than $5 million to add new high-speed production equipment at its Marion bakery facility. The expansion, which will support the company's new mini cupcake product line, will create 83 jobs. Mercury Broadband said today it will invest $2 million to open a service center in Crawfordsville. The Missouri-based internet service provider has purchased 5 acres to build a 12,000 square foot facility with office and warehouse space and plans to add about 30 jobs. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
Purdue University and Indianapolis-based High Alpha announced a joint partnership today that will place students and startups under one roof and bolster the university's downtown Indy presence. Gary Dick has details.
The Venture Studios headquarters in the Bottleworks district will house executive education programs in the Mitchell E. Daniels Jr. School of Business, alongside programs at Purdue Innovates, an initiative supporting Purdue connected inventors and entrepreneurs. The move comes as Purdue and Indiana University formally separate their 53-year partnership in Indianapolis, retiring the IUPUI name and forming two independent urban operations. The collaboration also builds on a promise by Purdue to expand enrollment by more than 1,000 students and vault the Daniels School of Business into top 10 national rankings. Purdue has about 5,000 undergraduates, graduate, and professional students currently enrolled at IUPUI, compared to 26,000 IU students. Purdue also said last week it is planning a 28-acre footprint on the north side of the current IUPUI campus that will be in addition to the existing IUPUI engineering and technology buildings, which Purdue will continue to use. The addition could include 5 buildings. Purdue said it would develop 3 other locations in Indianapolis. The High Alpha location is the first of those announcements. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved Jardiance, developed by Indianapolis-based Eli Lilly and Company, to lower blood sugar along with diet and exercise in children ages 10 and up with type 2 diabetes. Lilly said the move comes as type 2 diabetes becomes a growing concern for young people, with 5,700 new cases each year. It was after a Phase 3 trial where Jardiance had a statistically significant reduction in A1C at 26 weeks compared with placebo in 10 to 17-year-old kids with type 2 diabetes that the FDA gave its sign-off. A report by USA Today ranks Indiana University Athletics 13th nationally in total revenue with $166.7 million in 2022. The analysis breaks down the annual NCAA membership financial report, compiling revenue and expenses from 232 Division I public schools across the country. The report also found IU to be the most profitable school in the nation with $34.3 million. However, that profit margin was misleading, according to IU Senior Associate Athletic Director for Strategic Communications, Jeremy Gray.
Because of COVID, we basically got a bridge loan to cover up the tens of $1 million shortfall from not being able to sell tickets and having games canceled on television that took away from our TV allotment. but that got counted as, quote, revenue on this last budget report. So it makes it look like we're just swimming in cash and super profitable. And actually all that was just the ledger to pay off what we were short the previous year.
The extra funding came from the IU Foundation, and Gray mentioned that the athletic department plans to pay it back periodically. Colts radio analyst Rick Venturi is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.